Alright, we be back. Part 3 of Shining Force CD, Book 1 tutorial / guide. These chapters, 3 and 4, the last two chapters, get kind of long, so we have to be fast and efficient with how we do this. So, I'm already in the next battle for this beginning of chapter 3. However, what you will immediately do is, once it's Nick's turn, you will egress. And because this is your first instance where you can actually go to the deal section and have enough money to buy one of these protector rings, which is very nice on Nick. And luckily when you buy weapons and items, they'll be like, you want to equip it? And you just hit yes, and it's like, oh great, will do. Also, I noticed that there's this Bread of Life that I would like to use on Claude. HP 4, how nice. Alright, so this battle honestly isn't too terribly difficult. The main things to point out is that you're going to put Yisha and Nick in this choke point and kind of just have them sit there, and that's why you give Nick a protect ring, just to make sure he doesn't get completely blasted. And yeah, so that's actually quite sad. So on a normal day, which would be almost any day, Claude's going to be able to one-shot this lizard man. We're going to pretend we did. Honestly, I feel like movement's fairly important here, I'm not gonna lie. At least for these people on the bottom. As far as Claude moving up, you don't want Wendy up here, you want her on the left side of the bridge. You can throw Apis as far up as possible, just don't go in front of Wendy. That's all that matters. No matter where you put Nick, you'll be fine. Because the enemy won't move anyway. Wow, Cray outturned. Okay. Well, what I would do is boost here. Normally that Arc Knight outturns Cray, and Cray can end up attacking it. Well, that sometimes happens, I suppose. Doesn't always happen. Because we are going to have Claude kill this Knight anyway. So I guess it doesn't really matter. But of course, at the beginning of every chapter, you start out with the fodder, and I just throw them straight up. Don't even bother attacking. What's the point? They just all need to die. Tanky Apis. Gotta love it. Also, super cold today. I'm not sure what the deal is, but it is cold today. Shade is also somebody who needs to die, but I mean that'll happen when it can happen. Either way, go to the left side of the Arc Knight. I mean, you can honestly be on the top of the Arc Knight. It doesn't matter. Just wherever you can get to the Arc Knight. Kill that. Doesn't give you any experience, but that's fine. And now we kind of just move everyone forward. The only thing you're going to need to note is that this Dark Mage is going to blaze somebody, and it's going to hurt. But what I like to do is spear the Master Mage and hope that the Master Mage goes after Apis. But if we move Cray any further, which I believe we will be, he should be the one to get blazed, I think. So now that you can move into this choke point, and now the enemies on the bottom left will start coming. Okay, went for Apis. Good. That's what we wanted. The Lizard Man can do, I mean, whatever it wants, but... Wow, Mayfair survived. Unlucky. I mean, it's fine. Lib surviving is not really that big of a deal from those blazes. I'm definitely not looking forward to these chapters because they're 6 battles long each, I believe, and fairly long. I mean, the first 2 chapters only took up less than an hour and a half of the game, or damn near. Now, I don't know what I would... I guess I messed up, because here's the other thing. Don't be surprised that I'm going to say, oh, this is something I shouldn't have done. Because, again, this is not even close to being even, like, half optimized. I feel like this battle is usually pretty good. Normally I wouldn't kill this lizard with Wendy. I would usually keep Wendy down by Cray. Because I actually want Claude to kill this lizard man, because it's the only thing right now giving him experience. However, you need to keep Claude moving to the left. But because you can't kill anything, you'd be stupid not to attack this. But the ideal strat is to have the lizard man and the mage go after Apis. That way Claude could have just moved right here and killed the lizard man, and then can move over here, kill this lizard man, and then move up to kill all these enemies. That's what Claude does. That's really all you need to know, because he pretty much does everything here. With Yisha, she has a very neat ability called Slow. Slow 2 to be in fact. And what that does is greatly lower enemies' speed and defense. And it definitely works really well early on. And then later it doesn't do much of anything. See, like, there's no way Nick would do like more than 15 damage without that defensive boost. I guess it'd be a non-defensive boost. Getting rid of their defense. Now, Cray and Wendy are probably going to get blazed here. I would assume. And that's fine. It doesn't really matter. Not even scared. I hate when I open up my hot cans. My soda. Oh, that's not good. The only good news is Shade dies, but I don't need Claude getting attacked like that. I guess that's fine. I don't actually see anything too majorly wrong with that. Shade needs to die as fast as possible. In fact, that lizard that was at 1 HP probably could have just been the one to kill Shade. Right, and that's another thing. You do not want that Pegasus Knight to come down. You do want them to stay, like, in their 3-man formation around here. I, again, just want Claude to keep moving left. Just keep trucking. And, at this point in the game, Cray should be able to one-punch a Pegasus Knight. At least he better, or else I'm gonna be pretty sad. Now we can just blaze, hit some stuff with Nick. My Nick is level 3 right now. I normally see him at like level 2 here. Apis can 2-shot these Pegasus Knights, so it's like he might as well go up here. It's always a sad day when he misses though. That's sad. And now this other lizard man is here. Attack 2, defense 3. That's a very lucky level up. Went for Claude. That's actually amazing. I have no idea why they're going for Claude, but that's completely fine. But again, I want Claude killing some more lizards until he hits another level up. Because I believe the only thing... I don't even think the Sorcerer gives experience at level 7, because we're at level 6 on Claude right now. And once we're level 7, the only thing that'll give us experience is the Bishop. And that's like kind of why it's like important to have a lot of attack on on your Claude early, just because, like, if you don't, then you'll fail to one-shot a lot of these enemies that you're supposed to be one-shotting. Like, I don't think my Claude is going to one-shot a Bishop or that Sorcerer. I can almost guarantee it, which is bad, but if that will happen from time to time. Honestly, because I can get out of here, I might as well get out of here. They go after Yisha, fine. She doesn't do anything else for the rest of the battle anyway. However, we do need her in the next battle. Yeah, they're probably just gonna kill her. I suppose that was a little too much for me to do. Yeah. Don't do that. Just keep Yisha just keep Yisha and Nick in their box. They don't even need to move. I'm going to kill the Hell Sniper. Yeah, it's just better to have enemies killed off, because I believe the Lizard Man up above actually starts moving down, and Claude will be able to reach it anyway. Apis, please! Thank you. Stop messing with me. I won't do enough damage. Oh wow, he did. I think that might have been a crit, because like the boost was like, or the slow was like completely worn off. Looks like we only have that Sorcerer. That's okay. But again, now Claude is just gonna kill every single one of these guys up here. Or try to, I suppose. Now you can give the Pegasus Knight to whoever. I would probably rather give it to Cray, honestly. It is a good question. Still not level 7, what? God, I must have been at like literally the very point of at the very bottom of level 6. Oh crap, I only get 1 experience. Okay, never mind. If you're level 5, don't do it. Now Sorcerers know Freeze 2. So they do a decent amount of damage, but it's not that big of a deal, I guess. Oh nice, you one-shot the Bishop. Alright. Well, that means he'll one-shot the Sorcerer. Unless that was a crit. And then in that case, that'd be kind of awkward. But the enemies up here don't do a whole lot, so it's like, it's kind of nice anyway. And that's 3-1. Yeah, Yisha definitely shouldn't have died there. That was really silly of me. Revive if anybody died. That's important, I guess. And Wendy's also important. It's kind of your main characters. You end up picking Guy in here. But the whole reason is for the next battle, there's a nice snipe that can be done, but you need to have a specific people in your party in order to pull it off. And Yisha, which is basically what you normally have alongside Yisha and Wendy. So I will raise them real quick. We can also buy new weapons here. And of course, if you guys are using like different characters, this battle isn't going to look the same. Because I know people that use stock, people that use shade, and if you have them in your party, this isn't going to work. And then in that case, just kill everything. That's pretty much all you can do. Alright, so let's start from the top. Nick's sword. I don't know why this wooden arrow is still here. Definitely would just sell that off. Don't need no power stick. Steel lance, because I believe everything is like chrome now. This protect staff is actually quite nice, but sells for a lot, so I would sell it. We already have a steel sword on Claude, so we can just get rid of that axe that we picked up earlier. Robin's arrow is pointless. However, he still has the quick ring. Why does he have the quick ring? These things would have been sold a long time ago, but that's in the game. Chrome Lance, Apis, Chrome Fist, also known as a battle glove. On to Cray, and I believe that's it? Yeah. Now, before I forget, that speed ring. Now, you don't need to give this to Claude, in all honesty, because Claude is already like the fastest character on your team, just because he's a higher level than everybody else. Then the real thing it comes down to is like, who would it be most useful on at this point? And it's like, well, depends. Because I sometimes like to give it to Cray, because if he's under-leveled, then having the speed ring on Cray is kind of nice, because you want Cray to go after a few characters do, so that he can get off a nice boost on multiple members, which is also why I will probably just give it to Apis. It really doesn't matter. Give it to anybody. Like, honestly, the quick ring, in my opinion, doesn't matter too much right now. It only matters in boss fights. But on to the next battle. Now, there is one important thing to note about this snipe, is that it is almost strictly RNG based. It's all luck. It's just, you need specific enemy movement in order to even start it. You also need to be lucky with how you get Domingo in this battle. Domingo is a character that is really nice to have. I've done runs without him, and it's not the end of the world, but he helps out a lot. Domingo is a hidden character. You know how I was saying earlier, when you go up to a chest, when you like want to stay, it'll actually say search instead. When you're like here, facing this bush to the left of the pond, it'll have a search option. So whether you're above or below that part of the forest by the pond, you can search down and you will actually find Domingo, one of the hidden characters in the game. So all you need to know is that the final enemy of this battle is this Deadlyborn, and it will just move straight up. However, there's also a bishop, which has heal 3, which means you want this thing dead, and we're just going to hope that we can kill the bishop on turn 2. Move Claude all the way up. You can pretty much move everyone all the way up, but because this is more of a snipe and not a battle fiesta, I just try to keep certain characters like Apis up a ways. I always like to move Nick here, just because I think it triggers the sorcerer to move at the same spot that Nick goes to, but it can be hard to say. You can pretty much just move everyone straight up. I don't think it makes a difference. But what we're hoping for is for the sorcerer to move to the right. In the middle. Okay, that works too. We already got it. So there's multiple situations that can happen here. I have no idea how the lizard outturned the sorcerer, but normally, sometimes like this lizard that was here and the sorcerer was here, you want this path to open up so you can reach the bishop. But sometimes, like, it's all luck. If the sorcerer moves over, then you're already good because this lizard would then move over to the right. Sometimes it moves down here. I have seen it move here once and then it still doesn't work. But so this lizard is kind of random. This sorcerer will either move a space to the right or stay. That's random. I wouldn't say it's like a 50% chance. I see this work more than not. I don't have any rings. If you wanted to give the protect ring to Claude, it wouldn't be a bad idea. No! Wow. This Claude is terrible. Throw Wendy all the way up here. Just do it. And now what we're actually going to do as well is actually have Apis join Claude, or try to at least, because I want 2 damage dealers, but that can be hard sometimes. You want to kill off the mages in this battle, so that's why I'm putting them like here. They actually can do a lot of interesting things in this battle, but it's also not the end of the world. So heal 3 does a lot, obviously. Might as well be heal 4. But in order to grab Domingo, which I'm going to do with either Guyan or Nick, you kind of just need to move these guys up as much as possible. However, I don't want to move Guyan here. Just trust me on that one. But I believe if you just kind of keep Nick right underneath Domingo, you'll still be able to get to Domingo by the time this battle would even end. Unless you end up double attacking the Deadly Born, then you'd probably be completely screwed. But it all depends. Now I hate the Sorcerer just because it's like the only thing that does damage. It's the only thing that does damage to anybody is magic. Otherwise everyone just takes 1 damage. Where's our counter punch? Counter punch! Excellent. Haven't had much counters. Okay, so that's what I was hoping for. And go after Guyan all he wants. The less characters we have at the end of this battle, the better. All we need is Claude for quite some time, actually. And the rest doesn't matter. So I'm not entirely sure what I want to do about the situation, because this bishop is supposed to be dead. In fact, we're gonna pretend that it's dead because we've been doing that the majority of this run. Now the thing with Wendy is when she is alive, this is the only time we will actually use sleep. Typically. However, because this Arc Knight is almost dead, I'm gonna kill it. But sleep actually works in this game. And when you have like a 3-man formation or even a 2-man formation and you use sleep, you're still like going to put one of them to sleep. And it's great. But with Claude, you will then move over to kill one of these gargoyles. And then you will move over to the Deadly Born. What Apis is now going to do is just keep the bishop busy so it heals itself. Because that's all you can kind of do at this point, if this situation were to even happen. Cray so close to one-punching so many enemies, but it's like not quite strong enough. Now, unfortunately, we still don't really have access to a power ring, so it's kind of like impossible to one-shot at this point in the game, but it's fine. Okay, I'm getting scared. There's one more magic attack and I could pretty much be dead. Wendy's dead? Good. I should probably, well, Protect Ring is equipped. But you see it says search. And we find our old Shining Force 1 friend, Domingo. Amigo is also in the game, but will not be used for various reasons. Like, normally I would just end your turn if Gaian were to go here, but because I don't like the sorcerer, I'm actually just gonna mess it up. But we can keep the bishop healing itself, and that'll be a-okay. I've never seen that worm do that, considering it could have attacked Apis. I don't think I've seen that before. Because now it starts to end up just taking like a lot of time for all the enemies to go through their turns, attack our characters, and so on and so forth. Which is also why I try to I kill off the spellcasters and Gaian, and then I kind of just spread everyone else to the left and right to try to avoid things attacking me so much. Wow, that is a lot not damage. That's weak. That's really weak. Holy moly. Because I can kill this bishop, might as well. But in a normal case, when this bishop is dead, you'd be able to have Apis attack the Deadlyborn as well. And if your Apis and your Claude are strong enough, the two of them can kill the Deadlyborn on this turn. And that would be a perfect fight, but it's also really rare to have them kill the Deadlyborn. You'd have to have a pretty strong Apis and a pretty strong Claude. But it can happen. And of course, whenever that lucky double attack happens, then you're pretty good. See, this is not okay. Wow. That actually crit. Freeze 2 does 10-11 damage, and it fucking did 12. Okay, either way, it's a very simple battle. I should not have died there. And I probably, if I were anyone else, just send Cray over to kill that goddamn sorcerer. Fuck that sorcerer. We're moving on to the next battle. Which I'm not happy about, but it'll be okay. God, these characters should be dead. And, Domingo's in the party. Okay, it's fine. This isn't normal, but how it hasn't been normal all goddamn day. Okay, so funny thing about this battle, it's easy. First things first, just let's kill off our mages and all of our non-important characters. Because they shouldn't even be here. Domingo shouldn't be here as well, but I'll talk about that later. But right now, all you need to know is that the main character in this battle is the ghoul. It's pretty easy to kill. If you want, for protection reasons, you can actually kill this bishop, and it also drops a protect ring. The protect ring also has a very nice usage on it. If you use it, it'll do the same thing as Cray's boost, where it'll give you a 5-man formation, giving you a defense and speed boost. But we literally just get Claude moving hard, and we keep everyone in this corner that we don't want to see. The mushrooms put people to sleep, not that important. But there's a bunch of chests in this battle, and there's a couple good ones. However, we now skip the halberd, which is the chest on the far right, which is really good on Apis, because it also has bolt 1. However, we will not be grabbing that. We will be grabbing the bottom left sword, though, which is a critical sword, which does a lot of damage. Like a whole lot of damage. Oh no, Yusha got put to sleep. Mushy moosh. How could you? Alright. Yisha dies. Gaian will take a little longer to die, but again, doesn't really matter. As long as he dies, so that I can properly demonstrate how this battle will go normally. The other thing is that is also another kind of decent item that we will not be picking up for various reasons is the heat axe, which is it that lizard man? One of these lizard men has a heat axe, which is this one. And if you kill it, it's really nice when you get Gaian. Make sure your inventory is not full. I can honestly just drop the steel sword. If you have a full inventory, drop the steel sword, because you're picking up a critical sword. Which is like almost like 12 damage more, and it has a 25% chance to crit. But once you grab the critical sword, you will actually go to Nick's turn and egress. And leave and go right back into the battle. I found out that this is actually the fastest way of doing it, because if you don't do this, those enemies that we're killing are weaker characters. They end up reaching the team on the bottom and for a few turns, and then you get attacked like 7 times, 8 times, and it's just, and if you're attacking, then it's even more, and that just ends up costing a couple minutes. But if you don't, then you can save actually a couple minutes by just redoing the battle, because from going to the bottom left where that critical sword is, it would take 3 turns anyway from there to get to the ghoul. But when you restart the battle, it only takes 4 turns to reach the ghoul from the very beginning of the battle, so it's actually much faster than we were doing it in the past. Again, Gaian's still alive, so normally we would just, you know, not send anyone up here, and it's kind of almost pointless right now to be doing so. Also, I apologize for my hair. God, I need a haircut so badly. I don't know why I like straightened it the way I did, but just part that to the side. Call it good. Something like that. Anywho, you'll move over, kill the worm. The sorcerer or mage will actually do nothing. The ghoul goes onto the bones, which is a 30% tile, which is why if you're really unlucky and have the weakest Claude possible, sometimes Claude will not kill this ghoul. But I'm certain that he will. And it's like, he just goes first, killed the ghoul, and GG. Attack 2, defense 2. The defense 2s actually start mattering a lot at this point, because he starts getting attack plus 3s for like the first 5 level ups. Then after that, it's a lot of attack 2, defense 1, but if you get the defense 2s, it actually helps a shit ton. I'm gonna pick Kashing here, who is a worthless character. He does have a javelin though, which is nice to have on Apis. We'll actually be using Kashing for a couple battles, I think. Just because we're kind of forced to. But after 3-2, or is that 3-3? That's 3-3. After 3-3, you will... this is a softlock spike. You just go straight in the next battle. Now, even at this point, the only way of getting Domingo in your party, because even because he's a hidden character, he doesn't join your group immediately. You have to actually put him in. Because once you grab a certain amount of characters, you can only have 12 characters on your party. But when you pick up your 13th character, you have to go into headquarters and start moving them actually in and replacing them with other characters. Domingo is that case. We just haven't gotten to it yet. This is kind of funny because I'm pretty sure Claude normally starts right here. But either way, just move Claude to this corner. This is a really easy snipe on the Minotaur at the very top. If you have a weak Claude, this could take a while, I'm not gonna lie. And because I can't really save, I don't think, I'm just going to show this off and then go immediately into the next battle. So the one gargoyle will come down. You're unlucky if it bolts you, but it's whatever. I mean, it does blaze too. It does not bolt. Then you'll have Claude move up, kill the other gargoyle. Make sure you're on the right side of the gargoyle. This is very easy, and then next turn he'll have a straight shot at the Minotaur. And that's as simple as this battle gets. You do not need to move anybody. Normally we used to kill Kashing here, but it's actually just not possible to do anymore. We can't do it in only 3 turns. Stop blazing me! It's okay. Now the thing is sometimes one-shotting the Minotaur is fairly hard to do. Just because he's on a 30 percentile. Like, you would need a decently strong Claude, and if you've gotten good level ups, it shouldn't be a problem to just go up here and kill it. But just when you guys are doing it, just quit and make the save. Just quit and reset, and then try it, because it's very likely that you won't kill it. Like, I don't even think my Claude will kill it. He should. But yeah, like, when you're 2 levels or 2, damage weaker, you're basically looking for a crit. That 25% crit, you're resetting until you get it. It's also possible that he could just survive another turn. No. But he countered, look at that. But either way, well, let's see. We'll look at our Claude, and I'll let you. I'll write that down myself. You can find out the exact number. He needs 2 more attack, which I think is normally around like 75. I think it's a complete guess. I have no idea. He used that 69 attack, right? I think you need 72. Yeah. That sounds about right. Okay, and now from here I would leave as well. No. This is okay, so Domingo's still alive, even though you don't even see him. But this is where I would grab Domingo. We end up getting Gates. We have Kashing, which we don't really want, but he can actually be useful here. From here, you would actually go left to member, change, and in the group would be Domingo. And you have to do Gates as well. So you would put Domingo and Gates in for specifically Sig and Shroos, I believe, or Shade. The thing is like, it's actually kind of important who you change your characters with, and I wish I could have actually put Domingo in here myself, because this just makes things kind of awkward. But all those fodder characters, you will see basically at the top, Roost, Shade, Sig, I mean, those are the main three. Replace those immediately. You pretty much just take the weaker characters going from top to bottom. The next one, I believe, is stock. But once you get Domingo in the party, you can just move on forward. Now, the reason we don't revive certain characters, and I sometimes don't even like the idea of having Domingo in this battle, is that there's this fizzle ball on the top left there, and with that alive, it prevents you from using any magic during the battle, which kind of sucks. But that's why we killed off like Wendy and Yisha earlier on anyway, is because they don't do anything in the 2 snipes that we just did, and they can't do anything in this battle either, so it's pointless having them in our party right now. But either way, all you need to do is pay attention to this first turn, I'd say, moving Claw to this bush. You go from the bush to the brass gunner, and then all you need to know is Kashing and Gates. They move right, everyone else moves left. And it's just a kill-all battle, and Domingo's mission is to grab this chest, which holds onto a mobility ring, and as simple as that. Now, that javelin on Kashing, keep it on Kashing, but later on, you could probably give it to Apis. I'm probably not going to, just because it's not like a needed thing, and it doesn't do that much damage, it's just a little bit of bonus damage. Oh, it's a power spear. I was gonna say it's not a javelin, because Randolph has the javelin. So then you can move up. Honestly, even if you're in the middle of the bushes, you can still reach this brass gunner, which is the only thing that's important. You can only kill this if you crit, and it would have to be a pretty high crit. But if you do get crits, it helps so much. The other thing, don't move Apis all the way to the left here. Just don't do it. Move him a space back or 2 spaces back. Keep Domingo all the way. Well, there's a few things you can do here, because all these zombies or ghouls are going to move after Apis, but if you want to avoid Apis from getting poisoned, I like to put Domingo in range of this one ghoul so that he actually gets attacked by it. Because surprisingly, like, it's very easy to have an Apis that is just completely weak and complete garbage. And like, he just starts dying to these ghouls, and they can poison, and it's like, it's just not a fun time when that happens. So it's like, I let Domingo get attacked instead. But Kashing and Gates pretty much just kill these 2 deadly borns, and that's all they do. It kind of takes them a long time to do it, but it's better to kill them now than like a lot later. Kill the brass gunner, get full experience. The brass gunners are nice, and then go and kill the other brass gunner. Now, if you were to crit that brass gunner, you would actually kill the evil pixie, which is the best case scenario, because the evil pixie has a lot of HP, but it dies quickly, so there's that. Oh, nice Apis. That's good stuff. Wow, and he got attack plus 2. And once Apis is after level 5, he can start getting these level ups where he gets attack, and he actually can get really strong from here on out, which is kind of what you want to see. Those first 5 level ups for Apis, it's normally like attack plus 0, defense 3. If you're lucky, you get attack plus 1, defense 3. And then after level 5, it's a lot of like attack 2, defense 2. And you want that attack, because we're already tanky. don't need to worry about being even more tanky. Nick normally does like 7 damage to ghouls at this point in time. So it's like, we can't boost with Cray, we can't heal with Cray. We have no magic. No magic available to us. Come on, crit. Unlucky, clearly. Because this battle can be really fast if you just get those lucky crits in. Can help out so much. No, I'm definitely killing the ghoul. For sure. I'll have Cray kill that. Because it's like, you just don't even worry about the pixies. It's like, the pixies just, you know, they can't poison you, and poison loses you a lot of time. But this battle isn't necessarily hard. At least it's kind of long, which I don't like about it, but it's not that big of a deal. And then with Nick, you're just kind of sitting here killing pixies. You can 2-shot them normally. I've also seen it to where he can't, but that's fine. So Domingo grabs the running ring, and you will want Domingo to have the running ring in the next battle anyway. So Domingo's job is complete, and now Domingo doesn't really need to do anything else. Unless like enemies are left at like 1 HP, then he can slap with his tentacles for 1 damage. But that's all he can do. Nice blockage. Nice counter, because now Cray can 1-punch that. Cray does like 30 damage to pixies. Also, let's look at this. 73. I got attack +2, correct? I believe so. Okay. So I thought it was 72. Let's go with 73 as the number you're looking for to kill that Minotaur without a crit. Kill the Brass Gunner because it's the only thing that gives him experience. Or damn near. Nice, got that defense 2 again. Because the nice thing is, like, when we get to these really harder bosses, like, no joke, Claude is going to just be able to 1v1 them. And it's going to be hilarious. Now, we'll talk about Domingo a little more, but you can honestly just move Domingo wherever. It doesn't really matter. Again, if you're lucky, you can sometimes get him to help you out quite a bit. For example, when that happens, I knew that was going to happen. I just had that feeling because he's a weaker Cray than I'm used to. Leave it at 1 HP, I could have had Domingo slap that and kill it. So I guess it wouldn't really be the brightest idea to have Domingo away from the team, because you never know when that 1 damage can help. I actually normally have Domingo attack Deadlyborns, just because normally Claude, even a decent Claude, can't one-shot a Deadlyborn. I think he needs like 75 attack to do it. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, like he needs like 77. I mean, of course, if I crit, I'll kill it anyway, but, you know, it's a long stretch. Attack +2, defense 2. That's a perfect level up if I've ever seen one. That's what I like to see. Yeah, my Cray should be like level 8 right now. Also, that was level 7. You get heal 3, which is nice, of course. Now there's a few different things that can be done here. Okay, the ghouls move. The funny thing is those ghouls only move when you go past pretty much where Apis is right now. Funny level up. Bad level up though. At level 6, Nick learns Bolt, level 1, which is actually kind of a big deal. I think it's just best to insta-kill. When you, of course, you want things to die in 2 hits or less. And Claude is kind of the only one that can even make that even remotely happen. I was gonna boost Claude there, it's like, wait, I can't. There are other strats where you just send Claude straight to the fizzle ball so that you can actually use magic and then Domingo can actually do stuff, but it's not needed. I'm moving Kashang and Gates simply to get closer to the enemy, but it's not needed. Normally I actually just have them stay because they can't do anything as far as like damage anyway. They don't do much at all. Ow. But like, because of course if you're leaving enemies or your team down here, it takes kind of a long time when everything's up here. You know, it'll go and then it could just be like and then all the way back up here. This is what we call bad cursor movement. Is when where you're like, it's enemies turns here and then it's like all the way down here to get to Gates or something. Like, that's terrible cursor movement. You want to avoid that as much as possible. So I would normally, after killing these skeletons, I actually like to send Gates and that other useless character kind of diagonally, at least in this area, because everything's happening up here anyway. So this is kind of where I want everyone to be, and these guys over here are nowhere even close. But that's why I'm kind of moving them right now, at least up, so that we can stay at least on the top side of the map, I guess. Breast gunner! Yeah, I crit it! That's helpful. Now, it's kind of up to you whether or not you want that fizzle ball to die earlier or not, because Domingo has Freeze 3 and Blaze 3, and they do a lot of damage. Especially when you're dealing with like the Minotaur, where we're not doing a whole lot of damage to it to begin with. It's kind of nice to, you know, actually do damage. Actually, I think Claude can reach the fizzle ball right now, even. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't seen Claude not kill that in a very long time. Claude almost always kills that. That's kind of sad. And I'm pretty sure the Deadlyborn, yeah, Deadlyborns have medical herbs for whatever reason. So it's actually going to heal the fizzle ball, which is funny. It's just a waste of my time. Just please don't poison. Nice. Okay, now we can use magic. And the nice thing about Freeze 3 is that you can use it from 3 spaces away, which is my favorite part. Like, again, you can like heal with Cray if you want that like 19 experience. Doesn't matter though. I just do this for a little bit of experience on Domingo. It's really not needed at all, but it's like, why not? Probably shouldn't have put Nick there because I want to kill this with Claude anyway. Or at least it'd be better to kill it with Claude. It would happen quicker. He's not going to get any experience for it. But if you want to be fast, you would just kill the Deadly Born with Claude. I'm just going to give it to someone else who would actually get experience, though. And that's it. Pretty easy. And now we're on the last battle of Chapter 3, where we have to deal with the Dantum. I would say this battle can be kinda tricky. However, it's not that bad. Because again, Claude can basically 1v1 these harder bosses at this point. Now, all you need to make sure that you have for this, because this is kind of important. Why is the Cheerful Bread on Nick? I mean, I know I used it before and then I used the save state, so clearly I just didn't use it, but for Claude, having the speed ring, this is what you want to see. Speed and defense, or protect ring, are on Claude, and the mobility is on Domingo, or the running ring it's technically called. Because we need Domingo to be able to move 2 extra spaces in order to reach Dantum early on during his movements. And we want the protect ring. The speed ring isn't that important. Honestly, it might even be better on Domingo, I'm not gonna lie. Because Cray is going to boost Claude anyway, so our speed isn't really going to be an issue. And with the Protect Ring on, Dantum will do literally like no damage to us, so. The speed ring, not important. Just make sure Claude has a Protect Ring. If you have 2 Protect Rings at this point, Domingo should have the other one. So actually, yeah, what I'm going to do just for this purpose is move the speed ring over to Domingo. And you can just move right into the next battle. You don't need to revive the mages, because this is another battle where it's all fucking Claude. All Claude. This is kind of the point in the game where it's like, it's all Claude for the most part. And our mages become obsolete. So let's equip the Protect Ring, make sure that's equipped. Attack the Brass Gunner. Nice crit. Get level 11. Once we're past level 10, now things start changing again, where you'll kind of see a lot of attack +1, and that whole attack +2 kind of stops happening. Now you don't even need to kill this Brass Gunner. Funny thing I learned is that you should actually ignore this Brass Gunner. It will attack once, and once you move away from it, it'll actually just not do anything. I kind of want Apis to kill this now. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you do. If you want the experience, kill it. But you don't need to. Just kill that first one and send everyone as far right as possible. That Minotaur right there is important. Because it holds on to our next most important item in the game. It holds on to a power ring, which when used gives us an attack boost of like 30% and dwindles down 10% each turn or something like that. But it gives us a lovely boost. We'll just keep moving to the right. And the funny thing is, normally I would want someone else to hold on to the power ring so that they can boost Claude. I'm actually going to give it to Claude. Because again, he's just going to be a beast. Need to equip the running ring. Don't forget about it. And just keep going right. Keep going right. Right is always the right way. We're just gonna give that power ring to Claude. Because we can. And because Apis can kill this, I'm going to. But of course he does 1 damage too little. But from that spot, because Dantum gets to have 2 turns per turn, as most typical bosses in Shining Force 2 have. So that's one thing to be kind of scared of. Now you can boost Domingo here, which I'm actually going to do. Because we want Domingo to go like right now and be fast even next turn. Which is why I also have him with the speed ring. Because with the mobility ring you can get to right here and actually use a freeze 3. Now Dantum's main objective is to move in the bottom corner, so he's going to completely ignore the fact that I'm freezing him. But that's just free damage. He has quite a bit of HP, so it's like, yeah, might as well do what we can before that priest arrives. And with Claude, we kind of get set up so that we can move in ourselves. The Protect Ring I could use here for a boost on Claude, but I'm just going to hope that Cray outturns him again. But yeah, the Power Ring also gives you a nice buff of +5 attack, which can actually make a big difference when battling. Domingo went again. Funny enough, I'm just going to freeze him again. Yeah. The thing is, once Domingo gets 2 freezes in, the game's already over, because Claude does like 30 damage to Dantum. The sad thing about this, though, is Domingo's gonna get attacked by the Belial and could die. Because I think he'd get attacked by the Sorcerer and the Belial. But I even believe at this point, if you have a good enough Claude with a Power Ring equipped and a high crit, you can actually kill him at like 50 HP. Which I'm going to try to do. No. That's being way too ballsy. If you have a stupidly high defensive and attack, if you just have the God Claude, I would not be worried about, like, I would not be worried to equip the Power Ring and just be like, yo, Dantum, look at this damage. Okay, note to self, I did this almost as a test. Don't move Apis to the left of that brass gunner, because clearly that was a silly idea. But yeah, you can try that, but 54 defense is a little lower than I'd like. I'd normally want to be at like 57, but what can you do? Wow. Okay, it's a good thing we equipped the Power Ring though, or the other ring. Domingo gets to get another blaze in, so full damage. That would, like, we pretty much half healthed him just through Domingo. How much damage was that? 2 or 1? This is kind of what I'm talking about. He'll do no damage. And then if I just move Claude to the left of Dantum, I can actually heal Claude with Cray. The only issue with doing that... Oh wow, okay, he's dead. I guess I should have healed him. It actually doesn't matter, because everyone comes back next battle anyway. The thing is this priest is going to start healing. I think we're actually going to have to redo this. I'm not going to redo it though. All you need to know is that one attack from Claude easily puts him at like 10 HP. And bosses don't have high evasiveness here. What do Hawkmen even do? Defensive boost? I never knew that. This should never be happening, but you can ignore that. But either way, like, Claude would go, put this guy at like 15 HP or so. Actually, I think this would be smart. If you were to miss, it might not be the end of the world. Because as long as you hurt this cleric, it should heal itself. Which is what I'm hoping for, at least. So just get someone to hurt the cleric so that it can heal itself. That's all that needs to happen, I feel. Keep the protect ring on. Oh, of course you counter. That's not good. I think he's actually going to die, but... yeah. Also, I didn't move him to the left of Dantum. Could Cray have gone here and healed? Let's see if Cray gets to go before Dantum. Nah, Claude would have died either way. Okay, but either way, if Claude wouldn't have missed that first attack, Dantum would be dead. If you want to play it really safe... wow, Cray almost did. Well, the thing that I could have done differently, I could have boosted Cray to go faster. That probably would have been a decent idea. But it's an easy battle, trust me, as long as you hit. If you do exactly what I did as far as moving Domingo with the mobility ring to do the freezes, if he gets 2 freezes in, it's GG already. Then it's just 2 hits from Claude, and that's not too hard. I would just, I guess, move to the left of Dantum so that Cray can actually be here and healing him. Like 2 spaces to the left there. I was trying to move stuff with my mouse cursor, and I was like, that ain't what we're supposed to do. Crud. It's kind of funny because that's 2 battles where we die, and it's like, well, we're gonna pretend that it just worked out. I'll be remaking this video in the future anyway, but for now, just pretend it got it, and that's the end of Chapter 3. So I will do Chapter 4 here in a second, since it goes straight into the Edmund battle, which is the hardest battle in the game. Gotta love Chapter 4. But that'll be it for this one. I will see you guys in Part 4 here shortly. Take care. Feel free to ask questions in the comments below. And yeah, best of luck.